examples. There's people here who've been campers for a long time. Okay? We use some examples here, but we won't. Okay? I can't bully. How are you going to deal with that? Anybody got any suggestions? I like using the joke. When I used to do mission trips, I used to joke around. And then we'd correct them and tell them, no, that's not the way you do it. This is the way you do it. I used to turn around and I used to say, yeah, what you do is you go in, you find out who the leader of the classroom is, you identify that guy, okay? You go over, you pick on him, you hang him up on the wall over on the side. Now you got the rest of the class on yourself. It's not the way to do it, obviously. Okay? You will have bullies here. Yeah.
I was gonna say, as soon as you identify, like, any sort of bullying, you need to report it.
Yes. It has to be dealt with right away. Do not let it become a problem. And that's also part of the discussion that you're going to have with your campers at the beginning. Okay? Let them know there's nobody, and this is one thing that you have to realize. Do not give any of your campers a position of authority in the cabin. Don't do it. You and your other cabin mate, the other cabin leader, you guys are the ones who are in authority. That's it. Don't give a job of authority to another camper. They can help you, but you're not giving that authority over the rest of the campers. That's just setting them up to be that role. The other thing that you want to do right off the bat, okay, is let everybody know you see a problem. Don't talk about bullying specifically. You see a problem, we have to know about it. Come and talk to us. If they report to you that so-and-so is doing these kind of things that identifies them as being a bully, whether it be physical or emotional, okay? Your job is to make sure that other people are aware of it as well. Let it go up the line. Not that we have to deal with it right there, but at least we're aware of it. So if it does become an issue, now we've got a bit of a history to be able to step in and deal with it. And let your campers know that if there's going to be problems, every issue has consequences. Don't lay out the consequences, okay? Don't tell them, oh, you know, if you do all this, you're going to be sent home. Don't tell them that. Has to be very, very extreme for us to be able to send a camper home. Okay? So don't lay out a consequence unless you're willing to carry through with it. Just tell them there will be a consequence. Okay? Anything else about bullying that anybody else wants to bring up or questions? Okay. Homesickness. Anybody ever dealt with a camper that was homesick? If you've been a camper, you're here, chances are you've dealt with it. Okay? Homesickness, for the most part, is something that you're going to deal with, especially if you're dealing with the younger kids. Okay? And there's actually 3 different types of homesickness. First one is the common one. Okay? At night, you hear one of your kids sort of sobbing a little bit and hiding their face and having a bit of a rough time. Okay? Chances are it's just going to be a mild case of homesickness. You go over, you talk to them. You tell them about all the things that you did. Get them to tell you what was good about their day. Okay? Remind them about the good things that they had. You tell them about some of the things that you're gonna be doing tomorrow, okay? And if there's other campers around that are listening, invite them to join in, talk to them. Thing that what you wanna do is get them, their mindset away from the idea that their parents aren't there, that they're a long ways away and they're not gonna see them for a few days. That's the main idea, okay? That's the mild side of it. Probably, I would say maybe 1 in 10 is gonna go to that next level, it's gonna be above average, okay? That's where the kid just doesn't get over it, continues on. Now what you have to do, what you can do is definitely you want to make sure that, again, other people are aware of it, that there is an issue. Give them the suggestion of what you're going to try and do with them. And what that can be is, hey, how about if we write a letter home? Do not suggest they call their parents. That's not going to happen. That will make things worse. Okay? You mentioned that, hey, let's go talk. We can't correct, let's go talk to Mocha, maybe you can give a call home. Mocha's gonna turn around and say no. Suggest a letter. And maybe the kid's not gonna be able to write the letter. Let them tell you what they want to say. And try and encourage them to tell them about the good things that are happening at camp. Again, you get it written down. Then let them read it. Or you read it to them. Okay? Is that good? Can you send that? Put it in an envelope. Tell them that you're gonna mail it, and do mail it. You tell them that you're gonna mail it. Okay? Medical. There is a case where there's gonna be significant homesickness. Okay? I can't recall, Kiwi, can you recall a situation of really significant homesickness that we had to deal with in a very special way? I can't think of one over the last few years.
There are a couple of campers that come to mind who basically didn't make it through.
Yeah,
They needed to go home.
yeah. I don't know if those situations was the homesickness or was it?
Yeah,
Yeah, one,
it
okay.
was.
Okay.
But I think the most recent I want to go home case was probably a girl who had really bad anxiety,
Yeah.
and it wasn't necessarily triggered by homesickness, but because she was feeling so much anxiety, she wanted to go.
Yeah. Okay. In that particular case, okay, it's not your call as a cabin leader. Okay, it's gonna be up to the camp director, who's gonna say, yeah, we're gonna make a call home. You can talk to your parents, and then based on the discussion with the parents, the decision will be made whether or not they're going home. One interesting fact, okay? One very interesting fact. 90% of the kids who end up going home because of homesickness will show up back at camp the next year. Kids come back. Because again, you spent time with them, you helped them, you reminded them of all the good things that went on at camp. They will come back and try again. I know of one situation where a camper, can't remember whether it's directly because of homesickness or whatever, but for years they would come out, they would last a couple of days and then go home. Next year they came out, they were last maybe 3 or 4 days, and then they went home. That went on for a couple of years until finally they ended up spending the whole week. Okay. 90% of the people that go home as a result of homesickness ends up coming back. So it's still important respect what they want, what their situation is, we help them work through it, but then ultimately, we have to respect the child as well. This is something that none of us like to admit that happens, but it does. Okay? You will have kids, especially the younger ones that are bedwetting. If it's been identified on their health form, okay, and I chatted with Cinder earlier, you will know about it. Okay, that child is in your county. If you end up finding out, and obviously it's going to be evident that you're going around waking up your kids, getting them ready for the day, that there's a problem. They went to bed overnight. Don't make a deal out of it in front of the other capital. There's other capital, obviously. Between you and the other leader, get the other kids, as much as possible, get them out of the cabin. Let that person clean themselves up. Don't make a big deal out of it. Tell them you're taking care of it. You then talk with Cinder. Okay? She has access to the laundry facilities. You, with Cinder's help, will make sure that the stuff gets cleaned and gets put back in the cabin for them for the next evening. Okay? Then it's a matter of discussing with Cinder whether or not there was anything on their file, that this is a normal occurrence, or whether this is a one-time thing. And it happens, especially with the younger kids. You get them outside, you get them playing. They are so tired, they conk out at night. And you as cabin leaders, you forgot to get them to the washroom before they went to bed. Okay? Certain steps can be taken, and Cinder would talk to you about those, such as maybe you don't give them as much to drink at night before going to bed. Maybe what it is you have to, at the very last thing before they turn in, you make sure that they get to the washroom. Steps that can be taken to help them. It might be the fact that once they're asleep, before you go to sleep yourself, well, and around 11 o'clock, when the lights are out, maybe you're going to get that kid back up again and get them down to the washroom one more time. Okay? Different steps that you can take to help avoid the problem from reoccurring. Okay? Just one thing is don't try and deal with it only yourself. You talk with Cinder about it. She will be definitely willing to help you out, and she's there to help you, not for you to dump all that dirty stuff on her and say, here, I'll come back and pick it up later. It's not going to happen. She will show you how to get it done, how to get the stuff clean, and then you will be taken care of.
Thank you guys.
Chances are, if it's happening, you're not the only one. So. No, we're almost hopefully on home. Good. So, we all got situations, must be on the back of our mind. I want to hear from you.